but I can look at everybody else as well. Okay, good evening. It's definitely good to be back here. I did my first introduction like this some time back. But let me tell you a story to end with, because that's one story that I followed in my life because it happened to me. Now, when I was in class 10, my dad said that if you're going to get 87 plus, you are going to get a computer. So I've never studied that hard in my life, and I thought he's going to give me his old computer that had a word star. I was very surprised and happy when he got me a Pentium, and that particular point of time it was a pretty fast computer. We had sound card and printer and a joystick, we could play games. So I was pretty interested in drawing. So I spent countless number of hours sitting and drawing. And then one fine day, as with all Windows, it crashed. And the software guy came and he said that he can't recover my hard disk. So 1 GB of data for all drawings that I've made with mouse, and we used to have MS Paint at that time. I was almost broken because I had all my PowerPoint presentations, I had my drawings with curated a lot of stuffs in it, and it all went. And my father is usually a very strict guy, and he's not a guy who's really prone to much emotions. So he sees me almost breaking down in front of the computer, and he comes and says, "Son, let me tell you something. Who made all of this?" So I said, "It's me." He's like, "Who created all of this?" So I said, "It's me." He said, "Does this define you, or you define the hard disk?" I said, "No, I define the hard disk. I put everything in." So he says, "Remember one thing in life. If you have created something, you can create something better." So take it God sent. That God wanted the slate to be cleaned up so that you can create another masterpiece. So that was one thing, and I was what? At an impressionable age of about 16 years, I learned my first life lesson that if you are able to create something, don't fret over it. Years later, I read about a Tibetan monastery where they spent 5 years creating an amazing rangoli with rice, colored rice. And it seems that they spent 5 years of painstaking work to create that amazing, huge rangoli, which is a part of their induction. And then the master sensei comes in. He apparently comes, looks at it, says it's beautiful. Then with one sweep of his sleeve, he takes that entire thing off. And that is supposed to be the induction, saying that now you have no more attachment to what you do. But I took it the other way around. I took it that if you can create, you can recreate it. And then my mentor told that if ever somebody copies your style, your work, or even your ideas, feel good about it. Don't feel threatened. Give it away free, because nobody in this world will ever copy a poor idea. So I wanted to share this last story with you guys, that I always strive for excellence, but do not have too much attachment to it, because then if I've been able to create something good, the benchmark for me is to be able to recreate it better. So my personal hero is Sergei Bubka, the guy who broke his own record 32 times, and there is not yet a single person outside him in the world who is able to break it. So he remains the undefeated champion of pole vaulting because he raised his benchmark himself. So whenever I come to tell a story or to give a presentation or even take a session, I question, can I be better than what I was in the previous session? And that's what sort of drives me, and that's what drove me here for not 2 days but 3 days, because I need to understand what can I really be better at. And like he said, it may be just an end of a day, but it's a long journey towards me becoming better. And I believe I can only be complete the day I take my final terminal breath. Till then, I'm a work in progress, and if I'm at it, I'd rather be a good work in progress. Thank you.